Hi, everyone. We're excited to share with you how we use Abacus in modeling our business capabilities and aligning them with our digital products, our processes, and our people. We call the session Connecting the Dots. So, what better analogy to use than a detective board or a crime board? So, let's say there's a crime. A detective will be assigned to solve the case. But first, he needs to gather evidences. So he needs to um, find out who are involved, what tools were used, when did it happen, how did it happen, and most importantly, he needs to make sense of those dots, connect those dots, and figure out the relationship of those information in order to crack this. We in IT has the same sort of approach or scenario. Our case would then be like a business problem or a technical problem that we need to solve. So imagine our board would be our architecture blueprint. The who would be for us like different department. I'm just using a subset of information here for sample purposes. And then the what are our business capabilities. So for example, for ADB, our business capabilities would range from project processing, knowledge management, technical assistance. So those are the what that the organization does. And then we have our processes. So if our business capabilities are the what, the processes are the hows. So these are how the business capabilities are delivered. So these are the dots or the data points that we need to collect. But again, similar to the crime board, we need to connect those data. So for example, the department A is the one who performs process one and process two. This processes operationalizes this specific business capabilities two and three. And then we have platforms, technologies, we call them digital products in ADB, that supports those processes and enables the delivery of the business capability. And then there will be other data points like how uh, digital products are decomposed into modules, which platforms are the underlying technology for the specific digital products. So, as well as the integration between the different systems that we have. So those are the data points that we collect. Now let me show you how we use Abacus to collect those dots and connect those dots. So in Abacus, these are the some of the data points that we collect. We have actually established Abacus as our single source of truth for majority of the components. We even have integration with, say, ServiceNow for IT service management and with our TBM tool, Apptio. So they consume data and we're looking at the same data sets, whether it's managing the products, supporting those products, and even cost allocation to those products. So that helps us to maintain a language and a taxonomy that is common across the different areas and not just in IT department. Even with the businesses, these artifacts are available for anyone in ADB. So anyone can go in, look at the processes or capabilities and even the systems that support their departments or those capabilities. So these components are then connected together, again, using Abacus for establishing the interrelations between those components. In Abacus, there are a lot of artifacts and components that we maintain, and that's across the different layers of architecture and with different statuses of completion. Because it's visible to everyone, the data is linked and available for anyone. And there's ability to drill through the different domains, to drill through level from level one, two, and three, and drill through also across the different domains. But for this session, we'll focus first on business capabilities. You might be in the session with Ryan earlier, where he talked about business capabilities. Um, our simple definition is that this describes what ADB does. So if business capabilities are the what, we connect them to the why. So why we're doing those business capabilities. So we connect our business capabilities to our value chain and value streams. And then we also connect them to the departments. So these are the who are represented in this model. And then we also connect them to the business processes that operationalizes those business capabilities. And also a how those business capabilities are supported by the different digital products and its underlying platform and application. There's also an aspect of when we connect our projects or initiatives that impacts those business capabilities. Say we implement a new system, which business capabilities, and then later on, which business processes are impacted. So let me go to Abacus to show you some samples of the models that we created. So this first view is our business capability model according to business area. So this represents the whole bank, which has masked the data. But the blue boxes are the business capabilities. Now, modeling the lower level of details for the whole bank would be very impractical and it will take us very long. So we use an approach that's based on project by project or initiative by initiative. So if we have a project with a particular business area or a particular business capability, that's the time that we model the drill down of these different capabilities. So that's the first view. And then the second one is the view according to the value chain. So this one, um, let me show you that example here and make it bigger. So this view, we have identified and grouped the business capabilities according to our core business capabilities, the defining capabilities, and then which ones are shared across different departments and which ones are enabling, meaning providing platforms, tools, and processes for other business capabilities to be delivered. And most importantly, our core business capabilities are mapped according to our value chain. So in this way, we can highlight those capabilities that are unique to our organization. And as enterprise architecture, we provide standards and guidelines. So we added link to the model on what the business capability is, how to model that, what's the difference between defining, shared, and enabling, etc. So it goes to a pack that details the standards and guidelines for that specific component. So that's the why. And then the next, the who. So whenever we talk with our business departments, for example, this is a portlet that we use to identify the different departments we have. We use this dashboard and then filter it for a specific department. In that way, for that specific department, it will be a targeted communication with them that these are the business capabilities that relate to them, and yet they can view it as part of the whole bank. So this is the part that they do for the whole of ADB. And then we have a portlet for a catalog here, which are also filtered through the use of the tree map that filters those business capabilities and the linkage to the department and the supporting system or supporting digital product. So that's the the view that we take with um, the who or the departments that deliver those capabilities. And then the next one is the how. So these are the business processes that operationalizes the specific business capabilities. So I'll just go back to the whole thing. I mentioned that we didn't do modeling for everything. We did it for key areas based on initiatives. So there are cases where one business capability can already be drilled down, and it will take you to the detailed step-by-step process of that specific capability. There would also be times where we have mapped the whole business area. So, for example, this one is for a department we called CTL. So, this one captures the blue boxes as the level one business capability, drilled down to level two. So, these are the small boxes inside. And then again, drill down to the specific business processes. This is very detailed that it's the process maps for those specific items are also available. So by sharing this with the departments, like anyone from ADB can come in and view and even see what the relationship of their processes to the other departments' processes, so that you know that what you're performing is all part of the organization's objective. That's the part for process. And then the next one is just a sample of the road mapping dashboard that we have. This is where the different projects are represented in Gantt chart format, so we know what's happening like for the next even for the next 3 years. So by using this Gantt chart, we can also identify which digital product is impacted by a specific project, what's the start and end date, etc. And then lastly on this demo is the relationship to the applications or the digital product. So for this one, the view that we had for the business capabilities, we have an overlay systems of the different systems that support each of the business capabilities. And in some of our models, we were also able to do a heat map on how well those business capabilities are supported by technology, so that when we plan for future digital investment, we can identify which part of the bank do we need to focus on because they're not fully supported, and which parts are okay. If already fully supported, we can just do enhancement, etc. So those kind of insights we are able to provide to the whole bank because of Abacus. So now I'll turn you over to Sherwin, who will talk about the applications and integration.
Thanks, Dean, for presenting the business architecture. So, yeah, it's crucial for IT to align with the business goals and direction of the organization. Alignment here means mapping the data, applications, and technology layers of architecture to the business architecture. So let me now zoom into application architecture layer by sharing how we have organized the digital solutions of ADB into digital products. We will also delve into how we are managing integration artifacts to describe how the digital products are interlinked with one another and how we are driving the reuse of APIs and common services. ADB has standardized taxonomy around modules, applications, platforms, and digital products. You've heard Teen mentioning digital products, so we'll go into the definition of digital product. So to us, it is a business product or service or technology product or service that uses electronic technology and supports business or technology capabilities. Digital products are built on platform, application, or module. Now we further distinguish business product from technology product. So a business product is primarily used by business users that supports business capability, whereas technology product it supports technology or provides technology capability. These are mainly used by IT. Now we also define technologies, which are basically inputs we purchase from a vendor or may have adopted from open source. So platform, we define it as a technology or set of technologies with which multiple digital products can be developed or managed. So for example, Microsoft 365 is a platform, Oracle ERP, Dynamics 365. We go to application. Application is a technology that is in direct support of a business capability. So for example, Office 365, Oracle Financials, Dynamics CRM. How about module? A module is a technology that supports a discrete business capability. So for example, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Under Oracle Financials, that could be your GL, cash management, or payroll. Under Dynamics CRM, that could be account management, contact management, or order management. So for ADBs, corporate reports, IT department has decided to report about digital products as opposed to applications and platforms when it comes to delivery of digital initiatives. Why is that? Because by doing so, we have ensured consistent reporting as applications and platforms, they tend to be dependent on the vendor's definition. So for consistent reporting of corporate results, we've decided to standardize on digital products. So now with the digital products catalog, we collect useful information about the digital products, such as the product owner. You'll see one of the columns here in the digital products catalog is product owner. There's also IT department support information. There's also business capability linkage of this digital product. The category, whether it's for enterprise or departmental use, and if it's part of attestation or not. We also collect the underlying platform and applications for these digital products to be able to show the major enterprise digital products of ADB and how they are hosted in the cloud or in ADB's on-prem data center. The next slide shows this. So this is ADB's major enterprise digital products. On the left are the cloud solutions grouped by cloud hosting provider, while on the right-hand side are digital products hosted on-prem in ADB HQ. By looking at the diagram, we can infer that around 60 to 70% of the digital products are already on the cloud. Looking back 5 years ago, I believe we were only at 10% where solutions are in the cloud. So one group to highlight here in this diagram is if we zoom in into the lower right, these are the enterprise platforms labeled here digital backbone. So these are enterprise platforms and common services that are being leveraged by almost all digital products. Examples are ADB's central BPM platform, master data management platform, corporate data warehouse and data marts, and the common business service officer in charge or OIC common service. So before we delve into the a sample common service, let me first share what the benefits are of common services. So our goal as EA team, part of EA team, is to this year and the next couple of years to be able to multiply the common platforms and services, being able to streamline and standardize business processes, work on standardized data models or for efficient reporting, and providing a consistent user experience are some business benefits common services offer. IT department also gets to realize cost and effort savings by having to develop once and reuse many times. So in addition, having to centralize support and maintenance simplifies IT operation, right? Now let's zoom into the OIC common service to highlight the idea of composable architecture, which simply means being able to compose digital products out of existing common services. So question is, what's the purpose of the OIC common service? Just a background. In the absence or non-action of the default workflow actor for a particular ADB solution or system, the business needs to either inform via email or phone call the admin assistant to assist or process the assigned workflow task on his or her behalf. Else, the workflow will get stuck. And another thing, they should be able to file an ad hoc request for IT support to reassign the workflow to designate officer in charge or OIC, in which oftentimes resulted to unnecessary delays in approval of tasks. So the OIC Common Service allows the setup of OICs for staff who are going to be on leave or on mission, or will just be delegating work to their colleagues. Setup of OICs can then be used by consumer applications requiring the attention of staff to act on his or her behalf. So with the OIC common service, the scenario of workflows getting stuck with staff on leave or on mission can be avoided. So to date, OIC Common Service supports three use cases, namely OIC for workflows, acting on behalf of workflows, and task delegation. It's already being used live in production in two digital products with combined users of around 3,000. So a quick calculation of cost and effort savings from the reuse of the two digital products yields quite the figures, which would further be magnified once five more applications consumers in the pipeline become live as well. So imagine regular reuse of common services, including microservices, mini services, and even reusable APIs. So what you can see here is the API catalog of ADB. So this is the principle behind composable architecture, which would eventually allow IT to be more agile in composing solutions instead of building from ground up. IT should be just swapping discrete services once it's time to modernize platforms and applications rather than rebuilding from scratch, right? So to drive reuse of APIs, an API catalog like what you see now is a must to manage the API inventory, where each API is well documented with a requirements document, a functional design document, and a technical design document. So to keep the API catalog updated, we have integrated with the API gateway, where APIs are regularly updated and published. So whenever projects are initiated and EA team gets involved, we see to it that the API catalog is scanned first by the project teams to encourage them to identify which APIs are potentially going to be used in their project. Thus, the projects benefit by saving on development time, cost, and effort. Now, to be able to show how the digital products are interlinked, ADB maintains a digital product integration catalog like what you're seeing now. This catalog maintains every integration that has been implemented. So we document details like source and sync components, integration approach, protocol, data elements being flowed, data processing mode, whether it's is that real time or batch, and what is the integration objective. So expounding on integration approach, is it via API, which is the preferred approach, or is it by DB link or file transfer, which imply technical debt that needs to be revisited? So in the catalog, Any integration approach that is not API based is colored red or yellow to indicate there's technical debt in that integration area.